Good evening, everyone. I'm not sure if I am visible to everyone on all the platforms. Just let me just check it in a while. Great, good. So those who are there and they are able to see me and they are able to hear my voice properly, just type yes in the chat box so that I know that it's all good. Just type yes in the chat box, guys. Great, good. So thanks a lot for sending yeses here. I can just see, just give me a second. I'm just seeing it's whether it's visible on Facebook as well. Great, all good looks like. Okay, so I can start the session. Good. Thank you so much, guys. It's really awesome to see that so many of you are interested to know about the texting world. Okay, and so all of us are in WhatsApp groups. Okay, and I don't think there would be anybody who is not on WhatsApp groups, right? So let me just say hi to everyone, like Mohammed Zuhaib and everybody who is typing right now. It's so satisfying to see all of you being on time. Okay, so like all of you, I'm also in multiple WhatsApp groups, and while going through those chats and communications, right, I always was of opinion of why these people are like fighting with each other in all these WhatsApp groups. So most of the time, see, being a communication coach, it's always my job to keep analyzing people without being judgmental about it, just why people are behaving the way they are behaving. Okay, so that's the typical way I look at the communications. And when I look at the WhatsApp groups and chatting, instant messengers and all that, what I realize that this is not something which is very new in the world. Okay, so instant messenger as a technology, it's decades old. Okay, the only difference is that probably a few decades earlier, it used to be limited to a genre, right? When I was doing my engineering in 98, 2002 time period, at that time it was limited with some specific tools. It was limited to some set of people who are into professional courses and all that. But look at WhatsApp, look at Telegram now. They are so pervasive, okay? And that is what I keep telling everyone, that when any technology, for example, instant messaging in this particular case, when that reaches a critical mass stage, you can't avoid it. Okay, today nobody can say that, boss, I don't want to use WhatsApp or I don't want to go for Telegram. You don't have that luxury right now, and you will ask why. It's my mobile phone, it's my private property, and if I will not download this application. That's not true. That can't practically not possible. See, if you are a service, if you're doing if you are in a job, or if you run your own business, or let's say if you are a freelancer, whatever you are doing, right? So you would have a group of people in WhatsApp, or if you have a group of people on Telegram, where you would be exchanging information with each other. So you need to have that. If you're a homemaker, you need to have WhatsApp group to get information for your kids. The kids' school would be sending information on that particular group. Or if you are even a retired personality, then also you would have to have a WhatsApp group so that you can get all the photographs and messages from your beloved ones easily, right? So you can't avoid it, wherever you are, whatever you are. So I hope all of you agree with me, right? So whenever a technology reaches a critical mass stage, you need to give that space in your life. Okay, so what we are going to discuss today is that how much space you want to give that technology in your life, so that it doesn't intrude your privacy, so that in the most optimal way, without damaging anything in your personality, in your psychology, how to accommodate this instant messaging in your life. Okay, so I hope everybody is agreeing that we need to accommodate this particular technology, and we are finding out the ways how to accommodate it in the least damaging way. So that is the agenda. Okay, I see comments from Omji Porwal. Hello, Omji. Abhilasha, I correctly said. Jyoti says yes, sir. Thanks a lot, guys. All of you are following this thought process. Now, let's say that if I look at texting, I am using the term texting for this. Okay, I will not keep using WhatsApp, because it's not only about WhatsApp. It could be any platform in today's time. So when we talk about communication, so communication has got multiple modality, right? I need not really touch that, all that: in person, voice chat, It could be anything. Okay. Now, with respect to texting as a communication mode, I would say it is rapidly coming to take the spot of number one mode of communication, and sometimes I say it's a number one spot for mode of miscommunication, right? So it just to make fun, guys, I'm nowhere I am demeaning the importance of texting. Okay, what I'm just saying that, like any other communication tool, um, this tool also has got very good usage for some utilities, not so good usage for some places, and disastrous at some places. Okay, so for example, you can't say that I will write email for each and everything, or I will make a call for each and everything. Every communication mode has got some utility. Similarly, texting has also got some utility. And why it has become so serious today that we are even talking about it, I will give you some example probably that you will be able to correlate with that. Okay, so whenever we take sessions on effective email writing, we always say that you only go for email writing for formal communication. Why? Because email, and if I'm talking about email, because I will come to texting a little later. So it's about written communication, right? So when we talk about email or texting, it is there's a total lack of non-verbal communication. Okay, so when I say non-verbal communication, means there is no context, there is no tone, there is no voice, there is no facial expressions. Okay, so there is nothing like this. It is just plain simple message which you are sending across using your email. Anyways, we all understand that this non-verbal communication are so difficult to interpret, right? Now, if you are not even sending them across, think how worst your communication could be when you're sending somebody an email where there's no non-verbal communication. Now, texting is 10 times worse than email. Okay, I'm not trying to degrade any kind of communication mode, guys, don't take me wrong, but I'm saying with respect to this particular thought process, texting is 10 times worse than emailing. Okay, that is why I say that you need to be very careful when you are texting. So let me just give you an example here. Okay, whenever you are talking to someone, to make your point very clear, how many sentences do you utter? Okay, just give me a response, guys. How many times it happens that you are talking to someone and you just say one line in 160 character, I will stop my communication? It doesn't happen that way. Okay, you at least speak 3 to 4 lines to pass your message properly, clearly. But when you are typing, you just type in one line, 1.5 line, and you just press send. Now that person receives, or the group of people receive your message, they interpret it whatever they want to interpret through that. Okay, and then they also type some message and send to you or to a group of people. You also interpret it in your way, and then that chain goes on and on and on. It's kind of a never-ending process. Now the point is that when you are serving half-cooked food, and when you are consuming half-cooked food, indigestion and constipation are bound to happen. Okay, so that's the whole thing. It's I am giving almost a very close analogy to you. Try to absorb half-cooked or half-baked food. Obviously, your stomach is going to get upset, and that is what happened with texting. So in not in every situation I'm saying that texting will result in indigestion. What I'm just trying to tell you is that there are some cases. For example, when you are doing multitasking, okay, so at that time the texting comes like easy. It's very handy. You are doing something and you just type somebody a message. Okay, so it comes easy. If you are making a call to someone, that person will just leave everything aside and pick the call and answer you, right? So it's stressful. In all these situations, texting works. But for what purpose you are texting someone, that is what is very, very important. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say if you're running late for a meeting, and meeting has got, let's say, 15-20 people in that. So rather than everybody keeping everybody guessing about your arrival and departure, you just drop a message that I am running late by 10 minutes, or I will be joining you in an hour, or something like that. Okay, so you can put something like, you can send your address or location through the text. You can probably say that so let's say if I'm talking to you right now, suddenly some call comes in, I need to take that call, I can't talk to you, I will just type, okay, I will be back in 2 minutes, 3 minutes. In all these cases, the texting is a superb tool. Even for that matter, I can just write I love you to my wife, on WhatsApp. Okay, but when you are proposing a girl or you are proposing a boy, would you propose by just saying, writing "I love you"? Okay, so you are not passing a information, probably with all due respect to the institution of marriage. When you are in the relationship of like years, okay, I'm passing information, I still love you, and she passing that, yeah, she still loves me. That's okay. When you are passing information like good morning, good night, kind of, that's okay. But when you are passing a feeling, okay, when you are sharing something with which you want people to relate with, at that time, this texting doesn't work. If you want to try, I request all of you to go and try proposing using WhatsApp. Just write "I love you," see what kind of response you get. Okay, so I hope with this example you are probably able to relate for what kind of messages you are going to you're going to use texting effectively. Now let's, so I hope everybody is clear that texting is a very, very important tool in today's time. It's very relevant for information sharing and passing on updates. It's very effective. Okay, use it judiciously. Now look at the ill impact and where we get trapped, and that is where the whole fun is. Okay, so let's talk about it. So meanwhile, I'm just reading the comments. I'm really liking the smileys of Farman Malik and Atul Pradhan, Nitin Rajput. Thanks a lot, guys. So it looks like you are able to relate what I'm saying. Looks like Arman has already proposed someone. Okay, good. So now let's talk about the little serious stuff. Okay. So I have habit of going back and looking at the history, how people really perceive the things and everything. So I'm trying to relate with that. So if you look at history or politics, okay, you will realize that power was always defined as that how much influence you have on the people, okay, or how you can make people behave in a certain manner. If you have got high influence, you are very powerful. Okay, that's the basic crude definition of power with respect to like politics or any field for that matter. Now I'm trying to draw a parallel between this, what I just told, the definition of power, and definition of power with respect to your WhatsApp groups. Okay, there also there is a palpable power struggle going on all the time. What happens if you drop a message? Okay, now you are in that situation that you want how many thumbs up you get against your message, okay, or how many people say yes, you are right, that kind of reply, because you want to see that your message really moves people and there are many people who are supporting you. That is a false sense of power you are looking for. I hope you are able to relate this with it. Okay, so you are trying to generate that kind of false sense of power, that whatever messages I am throwing on WhatsApp group, there are people who are supporting me. And you know what, in many cases I have seen people reaching out to their friends on phone telling, abhi main post karne wala hu, I'm just trying to post something on the WhatsApp group, please be ready to give a thumbs up to me. Okay, it is just the false sense of power. I keep saying this, right, that they want there. Okay, now the second thing is that with that definition, everybody is struggling to get that kind of power. If you wrote something, now the other person is not falling in line, just to get limelight, he or she will write something, and then that the tussle will start. Now what happens in this kind of situation, that we are trying to convince the other person by our writing, and writing has got a lot of limitations, and with respect to writing quickly, it has got even 10 times more restricted opportunities. So, and I always keep telling is that with words you can't win any war, okay, because words are never real. Okay, you will keep fighting, and your words will go futile. That war will not have any end to it. So what you should do exactly there, so just listen to this carefully. I know all of you are mature enough, but I'm just giving my thought process. Whenever you are getting into this kind of a to and fro in any WhatsApp group, what you need to do, don't try to convince that person through your words. What you do, you just understand the point of view with whatever mental capacity you have got. Okay, understand the point of view, give your findings in the most logical manner, and in the most polite manner, and that's it, full stop, period, nothing beyond that. And don't try to convince that person then and there. And those of you who have gone through some of the sessions with me, probably you will remember one example which I keep quoting in almost every session, and it's very close to my heart, that everything has got a different rate of absorption. Let me just explain it, okay? If it is repeating for someone, please pardon me, okay, in advance. Let me just put it across to all of you. Let's say you have got 3 glasses of water, same water, everything alkaline nature or whatever is a technological term you want to use for, everything is same with respect to the water. Glass is same, water is quality is same. Now you have got 3 different floors. One floor is made up of cement, other one is made up of let's say tile, okay, and the third floor is made up of, let's say not a floor, it's like a ground, okay, where you play football and all that, okay. Now you spill the glass of water on these 3 floors, okay. Which floor will absorb it faster or fastest out of these 3? I want to know some answers from you. Which particular floor, the tile floor, the muddy floor of the football, or the cemented floor? Which one will absorb the water fastest? Yes, some of you are getting it right. Okay, so that's your football ground being it will absorb it fastest. The second would be cement, and the third would be the tile floor. That is what probably analogy you can keep in your head. Humans are also like this. Human brains are sometimes act like tiles, sometimes like a football ground, and sometimes like a cemented floor. Okay, the water is same, your knowledge is same, your logic is same, but absorption rate is different. Okay, don't try to push your thought too much. If irrespective of how much water you will press on the cemented floor, on tile floor, absorption will not be as good as the muddy floor or football ground. Okay, so you just put your logic across and leave it. Don't try to win the war then and there. I hope everybody is getting it. That is what the first suggestion I'm giving to you. First, in the sense, multiple things I just told you. This is the most powerful suggestion I'm giving to you. Try to learn where to put full stop. As a human, we always flow with emotions. We become so high in emotion sometimes that we don't leave our mobile phone. We keep chatting, keep replying. And that's where sometimes this group is not worth my time. I'm exiting this group. Okay, you are a loser in that case. Okay, don't lose that. Don't leave that WhatsApp group unless it is really, difficult for you to be there. Just ignore it for the time. Okay, quitting is not an option all the time. Ignoring is the best option in many cases. Okay, I hope everybody is getting this particular thought process. Okay, so that is the first trap which I want all of us to avoid, the to and fro on the WhatsApp group and quitting and all that. Don't call people names, just leave it. Whenever you think like you are done with it, just leave it. Okay, now coming to the second point, I'm seeing some responses like Kamni says that, oh, I'm late. Pushkar, Sarah says, sorry for being late. It's okay. I think probably this recording will also be available after a few minutes. You can go through it, not a problem. Okay. So let's look at the other aspect. We just talked about the false sense of power and how to control that urge. Okay. So give me a thumbs up, guys, if you would be able to execute it in your life. Okay, that's going to give you a beautiful result. Okay, people will feel that why this guy is so cool, why he's not really he's not showing that outburst of emotion, right? So that's something you will be amazed to see that. And you know what, I keep saying this, that you should know your truth and you should know where you stand, and then there will be no need of looking outwards for the reassurance and validation. You will not worry about how many thumbs up or thumbs down you get. You know what you stand for. You know what is your truth. And you're just standing by that. If 10 people come, it's good. If they don't come, it's okay. Okay. So I just see one comment from Rajiv Ranjan. Rajiv, hello Rajiv. He says that it's all about quality of conversation, that we do it specific in WhatsApp group. Absolutely. Everybody tries to be everybody says, Rajiv, that they are quality input giver. But they don't understand that sometimes they do shitty job. Right? I'm sorry to use this word. Okay. So yeah, we all try to be very quality oriented in our own terms, but just learn to where to put the full stop. Now let's come to the second point. The second point is with respect to the read receipt. All of you know that, the gray tick and the blue tick and double tick and single tick and all that. Okay, so earlier I remember only iOS users used to have that luxury. Now with WhatsApp, everybody has got that luxury, or I will say let's not use that term. Okay, so this luxury comes with a cost, because you keep guessing. This guy has read my message, still has not responded to me. It has been almost 2 minutes, 2 seconds, 2 hours. Okay, you keep guessing with that. Or in the worst case, even if you have changed the setting, that whatever happens, that there's always a gray tick, so you don't know whether that person has got your message and read that message or not. It's even it's a dual-edged sword. You said this guy is so, like, I don't know which kind of what kind of complexity he has got. Even he or she doesn't uh, change the settings, so that at least person knows that he has understood or he has got my message. So both ways, I would say you are not in good hands. So now what I would tell you, it's just my suggestion, guys. Okay, so I'm not saying it's gospel's truth. It's just my way of looking at it. You don't really care. You should not really care whether that person has read it, or it's a blue tick or gray tick. Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, it is possible that that person is driving, or maybe in a workshop like this right now. If suppose some WhatsApp comes, I just look at it, I can't reply to that. Okay, but probably it will be still blue tick. That person will say, Ajay is so irresponsible nowadays, he doesn't give a damn to my messages. Okay, so that's not the right assumption according to me in today's the kind of life which we live in. It's not right to assume that. So as a receiver, I would tell you that you should always give benefit of doubt to others. Don't worry about double tick and the color of the ticks. Just leave it at there. Okay, whenever that person will feel comfortable responding to you, will respond to you. If you think that your message is super urgent and you should get a reply immediately, then you are stupid. You are sending a WhatsApp message. Call him. Give multiple calls if it is super urgent. If it's super urgent, keep calling. Go to his home, catch a flight and go. Right? So you should not really keep waiting for WhatsApp messages reply. I hope you are getting it. Okay, so just honor the technology for what it is meant of. Okay, so Kanishk wrote a very good sentence. He says that assumption is the root cause of many fights. Absolutely, assumption is the problem in many cases. Okay, Gulam Qadir says, "Good evening, sir." Yeah, good evening, Gulam Qadir. You are too late. Okay, for this. Okay, so this is about the reading receipt. Now let's come to the another point, which I say that people call it trolling. Okay, so there would be suddenly few people would be after your life, and they will keep just putting some comments against you, and then uh, you will be erupted with emotions. Okay, so I would say get into chatting only when you have that cushion to absorb this. Unless really, don't get into this. Don't get into that. Okay, so I would say trolling is an art, and in most cases it is adopted or practiced by the people who are not really willing to accept the right things. Okay, so nowadays, see, I am based out of Delhi NCR region, and every day I read about the traffic jam and the blockages which a group of people, so-called farmers, have done. Okay, I always think about it that every time we want to make people understand our voice, we always go for this kind of a activity which is disturbing in nature. Okay, we are still living in that era of British Raj, when everything has to be stopped to make them listen to our voice. So still it is same for your communication as well. Okay, so whenever you are writing something which people are not agreeing with, they will start trolling you so that you stop writing it. They will not get into any kind of a constructive discussion with you. They will not ask for logic. They will be utter illogical. So don't, again, I would say, don't get into that trap. The same strategy you adopt, you give your pointers and get lost. Okay, get lost from there. They don't need to really get into more troubles. And I keep using a phrase in English, and people who are close to me, they know that I keep using it more often than not. I say that don't fight with pigs. And I see my wife also is sending a smiley here, because I see we exchange this with each other. Okay, so don't fight with pigs. They will enjoy that shitty business. So you please don't do that. See, when people are not ready to understand your thought process and they are not ready to appreciate your thought process, it means they are not meant to understand it. So call it a day, leave it. at there. Okay. Otherwise, pigs anyways, they love that shitty fight. You would probably not love that as much as they want. Okay. That's about the major 3 4 traps which I have seen people falling into, and I thought to tell you. And also, whenever you are cracking jokes or trying to be sarcastic on WhatsApp group, just try to be little more careful, because at that time there is always a danger that people might call you rude, more rude than being sarcastic. Okay, so that is also something which you need to be careful. And I would say, just if your message, whatever you want to convey, is more than 3 4 lines, you should not text it. Okay, you should pick up your phone and call. That will be that will do better. That will do better things to your relationships, or wherever, whichever place you're using it for. And I also keep telling this to everyone, that way to someone's heart is through your voice, is through your smile, is through your facial expressions. And text doesn't have any of these. If you want to communicate to heart, if you want to have heart to heart conversations, you need to use other tools. Other, in the sense, you can't go for emails and text for that. It's up to you if you want to go for heart to heart conversation. Text will not solve the purpose. Okay. And I would also say that this technology, the texting, is meant to discourage any kind of deep and meaningful talks. If you want to get into the depth of the things and deeper conversation, text is not meant for it. If there are many to and fro's happening in any WhatsApp group, it means it is going to go haywire for sure. 100% sure. There is going to be no conclusion on that. So it's better to put your point forward and leave it. You're wasting your time there. Okay. So from my end, this is what I wanted to tell you guys. These are typical, lacunas of texting, with all the good things it brings along. These are the few traps which it also carries along. You need to be careful, so that you know where to use it, when to use it, and how much to use it. Okay, so with that, I would say that I am done from my side. I see a lot of smileys and thumbs up coming up, guys. Thanks a lot for all the good vibes which you are sending across. I am open for any of your questions. If you have got something, over to you. Probably like few seconds. I will just wait. If you have got something to ask, please ask. Nitish, I'm loving your smileys, the number of smileys. Thank you, Arman. Thanks a lot for your message. Thank you too much. Thank you so much, guys. Great, good. So great. So if you are watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel. Let me do some marketing also, right? It's important for earning my bread and butter. So if you are watching it on Facebook Live, like that page. If you are watching it on LinkedIn Live, please like my page. Or YouTube, please put some good comments there. Subscribe to this channel. Okay. Abhishek says, I will call you if I have any questions. You are not at all welcome, Abhishek. Okay. Kanishk has written, facial expressions are being replaced with emojis these days. Yes, if emojis are doing justice to your feelings, I think you can go ahead with it. And I love them. Okay. You are welcome, Zoeb. Thank you, Kamini. So funny. Yes, we try to be funny. Okay. Great. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Kamini. Thanks a lot, everyone, for spending time with me. And we'll meet next week once again. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.